To kick it off since oh,
Hey, I'm back into the Rock Fantasy. Welcome back to the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel. Tonight, I have the honor to chat and sit down with the band Wildside, who will be performing locally on Thursday, July 24th, as part of the Rock Fantasy Concert Series, the 40th anniversary concert series at the historic Orange County Fairgrounds here in Middletown, New York, as part of the fair. Who do I have the pleasure of chatting with? And introduce yourself. And I guess we don't really have to explain what you do in a band because I see two guys here. So kick it off.
yeah. So
All right.
I'm Pete. I play Vince in Wildside, and I'm really stoked to play the fair this year. I've seen a lot of great national acts play that fair on that big stage,
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
including God going back, Def Leppard, Heart. I've seen some amazing
Oh, so
bands.
you've been to the fairgrounds in the past.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's good times. Xavier, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. Hi, Stefan. Thanks for having us on the show. So I'm Xavier. I'm obviously the Bone guy, Mick Morris. Been in the band, or I started the band actually 14, 15 years ago.
Okay,
And like Pete said, we're looking forward to hit the stage in the Orange County Fair.
awesome. So, Pete, you're talking about back in the glory days of the fairgrounds when they booked all the national acts.
Yeah.
That was back from like 1983 into the mid 90s. There was a promoter there named Glenn Donnelly who had leased the Speedway. The guy that
Okay.
ran the dirt track at the time, he also did the concerts at the Weedsport Fairgrounds up by Syracuse and did some of the fair concerts at the state fairgrounds. So that was a regular stops. Instead of there was no Bethel Woods yet. I'm talking people in the area that would know in the Middletown area. There wasn't even the Toyota Pavilion up in Wilkes-Barre yet. So they were the real deal and they got everyone. Now, the difference between where you guys are performing and where they were then, back then there was a stage in front of the old grandstands on in the track area. This is now something that was built a few years ago. They bring in a nice portable stage, and it's in front of the old 4-H barn, which back in the day had farmers that lived upstairs. The kids were farmers, and their cows were out back. So where you guys are performing, it's kind of like a natural amphitheater. You can bring your lawn chairs. You can sit. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to bring lawn chairs. Usually you can. You walk into the fair, a folding chair, whatever, or you could just sit on the grass. There's some picnic tables usually up there, and then there's a area on the ground where you can stand and watch the bands. And then there's a VIP section in the very front, which guarantees you a place to sit and access to the bar. So this is but yeah, the dressing rooms are now in the upstairs of that building. They call it the barn stage at the fairgrounds. And yeah, back in
Yeah.
we did an episode about this a few years ago, all the bands that had played there. And in fact, one of the latter national acts that did play there was at, I believe, the 2019 fair before all hell broke loose. There was a different gentleman running the fair ground center, leasing it out, similar to what we were talking about. And he really tried to bring the national acts back in. Was Chris Larson with Halmar International. And
Oh,
he had brought back during the fair that year, Vince Neil had played there with Night Ranger, and they did play. They had a stage put in the grandstand, and that was one. And they were trying then, like when where you guys are playing now, Cheap Trick had played that stage. George Thorogood had played that stage. Blackberry Smoke in that area and used the dressing room upstairs. And they were trying to bring it back, but that gentleman is no longer involved with the fairgrounds. And now we're back to doing Trickster's there. There is a national act this year on the 20. I'm looking at my schedule. I've got it right here. I've been promoting this, putting postcards out all around town and the next couple towns over and some posters. But you guys are there on Thursday night, July 24th. Trickster is there the night before you. It's every night. I could go over the schedule real quick. This Thursday kicks off the fair with Slippery and Wet, which is a Bon Jovi show. My friends in Psycho Circus, who were just on the channel are there this Friday. On Saturday is Beach Floyd, the Pink Floyd tribute. Then you go, there's a Spanish concert on Sunday. Then you've got Back to Mac, Fleetwood Mac. We got our friends in Iron Cobra. They're doing Tuesday night. Then you got like Trickster, like we said. You're on Thursday. Then Friday, the doubleheader, Wiccan Garden, which is Stone Temple Pilots with Eyes of the Nile, Iron Maiden, who I just got done chatting with a moment ago here. We're going to be up on the channel. Then Saturday's a big double bill of Battery that come in from Michigan to do the Metallica show with AC/DC's Live Wire, which also have been coming to the fair several years in a row. And it rounds out with a Grateful Dead tribute on that Sunday. But proud to be part of the fair this year and have you got on. And of course, Ron Weber was responsible for most of the bookings for all the bands. So I want to mention that. And so you guys have been around for 15 years, you said, Xavier?
Yeah, so I started about 14, 15 years ago. At the time, it was totally different members. Pete joined the band about 2 years after that, and been him and I for the last 13 something years. Yeah.
What's the current lineup in the band other than Pete? Who else do you have?
Well, we've got
So we have
our Nikki Six is a guy named Emmy Asta, and he was playing in an original band called Station, and they were touring all over the country and some shows in Europe with his original band Station. They were opening for a lot of national acts.
Okay.
If he was on, he'd be able to rattle them all off, but he's the newest addition, and we're just thrilled to have Emmy on board. He is just absolutely professional and a delight to work with, and just an overall great guy. Our drummer is Eddie Catterson. And Eddie's been with us now for a while, right, Xavier? Probably about 5-6 years now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also a great musician and a great bandmate, very professional, and we just get along really well. It's a tight group right now, and so we're stoked for that.
So what should we expect when we see Wildside live for the first time? Of course, at the Orange County Fair or wherever we go, someone would go catch you at a gig. It looks like you guys play the whole role, play the parts, do the theatrics, because I can see you guys are dressed in character tonight, and I imagine that's the same way on stage.
Yeah, it sure is. And since we're going to be outside,
I think I still smell it from. I smell it from last Saturday and Sunday for sure.
Yeah, we did an outdoor show last night up in Connecticut, and it was a hot one. And I know that Xavier doesn't like it that hot because he's wearing his bone jacket. But I love playing outside. I love to just. We're gonna give you guys, the crowd, everybody, super energetic, in your face Motley Crue type of experience. We play the part. We try to deliver like what I'll call the album quality musicianship with the intensity and the energy. And just going to try to deliver the goods. Yeah.
And you guys are going to have how long of a set will you have at the fairgrounds?
We're going to do, I think we're doing the full 2-hour set. So it'll be 8 to 10. We will do every song off of Shout at the Devil. Every song.
Wow.
We're going to do every song off of the first album, except for, I think, Come On and Dance.
Okay.
We've toyed with that song a few times, and it always fell a little bit flat. I'm not sure why, because it's one of my favorites off that album. And then we're going to span many other albums, stuff off of Dr. Feelgood, Girls, 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 Theater of Pain, even... let's see what else we're going to do. We'll do some deep cuts too, right? We're going to do a song called Angela. I don't know if you know that song or not, but it is a great Motley Crue deep cut. It was off an album called Supersonic and Demonic Relics. Primal Scream is off that album too.
Yeah.
So we are going to do something for the hardcore fans, and we're also going to do all the hits for the people who may not be hardcore Crue fans, but everybody knows the hits. So there's something for everybody there.
And where are you guys based? I think we might have talked about this. I think I asked this question before we went on air. I'm hoping we did, because we did talk briefly about it.
Yeah. Xavier, why don't you go with that one?
Sure. So originally we're based in Queens, New York. but over the years, I think it kind of moved a little bit. The three of us are based in Queens, but Pete is a little bit more upstate. So technically, we say we're coming from Queens.
Yeah, all of our rehearsals are in Queens. I make the trip down, so we're basically a Queens band, but I don't technically live in Queens.
You're in New York. It's close enough, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
And he's up by us, kind of. Yeah. So now you guys have been around for years. Did you used to play at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie?
Oh yeah. We did, I think, 2 shows there.
Okay.
They were both very good. Did we bring the girls in to dance for those shows? I don't know. No,
I don't. No,
I don't think so.
we did. Yeah,
but
we did 2 or 3
there's a
shows.
video out there on YouTube where a blonde chick jumps on the stage and then she almost falls in the pit.
Oh no!
And I grabbed her right before she had a couple too many, and I just remember thinking, "Oh my God, there's going to be a fatality if I don't grab this chick."
Yeah.
So that was a good time. But yeah, we did play the Chance. I was really happy to do that. It was an iconic theater, and I'm happy to have played there with Wildside and other musical projects as well. It was a great place. Yeah.
And dancing girls, do you bring dancing girls on stage? I mean, girls that you have, like girls that you bring with you, like
we have done that a few times. We played the Paramount down in Huntington.
Okay, yeah, well, that's a big venue,
and that was a great show. We played to a sold out crowd there, and we brought the girls in, and we had a good time, like before, during, and after the show. It was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what got? I'll start off with Xavier. I'm going to ask this question: what got you into hard rock and heavy metal? And of course, when did you first start? 2 questions. What were your first maybe influences? What did you listen to first, and what got you to pick up the instrument and start to play?
All right. So I think my main favorite band is probably Judas Priest, I would say.
Okay.
Obviously I grew up with the 80s. Love hair metal and heavy metal and all that good stuff. The way I started guitar is pretty funny. I'm originally from Switzerland. I have a good friend over there. And when I was about 13 years old, he asked me if I wanted to join a heavy metal band and told me that would be the lead guitar player. So obviously I jump on the wagon. I love the idea, but I told him, I said, it's a great idea. Never play guitar, but I'm in. So that's how I pretty much basically started guitar about, I was about 13 years old. Wow. And then playing since. And like I said, love the metal, love the hair bands, a lot of dynamics, a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah. And same question for you, Pete.
Yeah, so I got into. I've always enjoyed music, and I've always enjoyed singing. And I remember one of my earliest childhood memories was being in the back seat of my mother's car, and she was singing along on the radio. And I thought, wow, my mom has such a great voice. Like she was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I will attribute my passion for it really just listening to my mother sing. But growing up, I heard some hard rock and it was just fucking awesome. And I decided that's for me. Right. So my big influences were like early on AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. Those were like the 3 big ones.
Yeah.
And then I branched out into a lot of other music, all like in the hard rock or metal vein. I just, I loved it. And, I too played in some bands when I was younger. And I started off, the guys were asking me to play guitar, just like Xavier. Okay. Except, unlike Xavier, I sucked at guitar. I didn't practice enough, and I couldn't keep up, right? The other guys were passing me as far as skill level. So they said, well, Pete, you're not cutting it as a guitarist. We need a singer. Why don't you try singing? And that was it. I started singing, and it seemed like I had a knack for it. And I've been, going ever since. I have some formal training. I trained with a teacher. She gave me some lessons offline, but she taught at the Hoff Barthelson School of Music in Scarsdale. And
Okay.
so I studied with her. She was an operatic singer. I studied with her for about a year, and really developed my voice in a way where I can sing with, not injuring myself. And, as long as I sing regularly, and as long as I'm not sick, I can just go and go and go, do a show Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, back to back to back, no problem. I love it. Try to take care of my body, try to take care of my instrument, and just, do the things required to get the job done.
Pete, so you've always been in the Hudson Valley?
I grew up in Westchester, so I was
Westchester.
down in Portchester growing up. Yeah.
So what were some of the other bands that you fronted in the past, may I ask?
Well, let's see. I fronted a band called Covered in Black. It wasn't a Black Sabbath tribute. It was a Black Sabbath cover band. And the distinction was that we played the songs and we played all the signature notes and the music, but the guitar player was a shredder. I don't know. Do you know Ron Toth?
Yeah, from Last
Ron
Sparrow.
Toth was the guitar player in that band.
Right, he's in Last Sparrow currently, right?
Yeah, so you can imagine him playing all that Sabbath his way.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I can't remember the drummer and the bass player's name, but we covered Ozzy, Dio, Gillen, and Tony Martin, all four vocalists.
Wow.
I did in that band.
Man.
Yeah, it was great. And then sorry, I was going to say now, I'm in Wildside. That's my primary gig, but I also play an Iron Maiden tribute called Remember Tomorrow. And I have an original project called Mr. Wonderful, which is like melodic hard rock. If people want to check out my original stuff, I will shamelessly promote it. Okay. It's Mr. Wonderful. We're streaming on all platforms such as Spotify. You just go in and type in Mr. Mister Wonderful, and we should be one of the top, if not the top band that comes up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that was interesting how you could, there's many Sabbath cover bands out there. I mean, Lady Evil is one of the local ones that play around here. They do cover stuff like that, but you don't usually see anyone. Usually it's just like they're doing the Ozzy material. Maybe some do the Dio, but we've never really seen anyone do the Gillen or the Tony Martin stuff. Yeah.
It was.
I love the Born Again album.
Oh, I love it too, and I feel like it's an underrated album. But
it is.
Like, it's just, I love Gillen, right? He's just amazing. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what he's doing, whether it's Jesus Christ Superstar or Sabbath or Deep Purple. It doesn't matter to me. He's a fucking rock god. So I love that guy.
Did you guys get a chance? Or we're way off topic, but we're talking music, and I think it's fun. Since you're a Sabbath fan, I think we all are. Did you guys get to watch the Back to the Beginning show at all?
I didn't see the whole thing, but I was definitely watching clips. And I thought they really did it justice. I think, as impaired, I guess, as Ozzy is with his physical condition and everything, I thought it was great. And I'm glad they did it. I was actually going to go to that show. My buddy from LA, he's this hotshot attorney that's got his own practice, and he's got, money up the yin yang. He was like, hey, we should go. We should do it. And it turned out, for business purposes, he couldn't make the show, and so we didn't go. But it would have been amazing.
I have a few friends that didn't actually. Chris Allo is one of the regulars on my panel at times, and he interviewed one of my friends that attended, and it was. I have quite a few friends. Keith Solentano, you may know, that's a photographer locally. He went over, and they all had a very good time. But I wish that Ian Gillan was invited. Of course,
yes.
Sharon probably wouldn't have that, but
I know
it would have been great to see Ian Gillan come out and do a Black Sabbath song, like like in the All-Star Jams. And I know that you couldn't have, Ryan James was gone, and she didn't want any other singers, but it would have been nice to have Tony Martin there too, just a Black Sabbath celebration. I don't think it would have tarnished any of Ozzy's stuff.
No, I agree because
Yeah,
it was a celebration of Ozzy, but it was a celebration of Black Sabbath,
that it
and
was.
they
Yeah.
had many different
So many
eras
different
of their
guests.
and obviously Sharon is she calls the shots, right? So
Of course.
she does things her way.
So you guys just played outside? Was that a fairgrounds too? Or was that like just a outdoor venue?
It was Xavier, remind me, it was a summer concert series at a
Yes.
place in Connecticut. What was it called?
Uh,
I put you on the spot.
you
Uh,
did, you did, and you know how I am with places we played, right? I can remember what I played yesterday.
Oh,
Obviously,
geez.
it's the Rocking
Rocking
Horse.
Horse. Yeah,
Rocking Horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Um, that was in Vernon, Connecticut. It was a super, super cool place. It was hot, but great stage, super sound, great, great crowd. People were into it. We
yeah.
did open, we did open the evening for our friend of Back in Black, which we have double play with numerous time, and we love to double play with them. Great
Mhm.
ACDC
Yeah.
tribute band. The crowd loved us, and I think we'll be back there probably this upcoming winter. So that was a great
Yeah, yeah.
show. Great
We got a lot
promo,
of
great show.
we got a lot of chatter on social media,
Nice.
and our number of page follows went up by about like 40, which is doesn't sound like a lot, but after one show, if about 40 people liked the band, you know
Mm.
you had a good show, and that's what happened. So we're getting close to 10,000 followers right now. I'm pretty proud of that. We've been working on that for a while, trying to get to 10,000. So if anybody out there is listening, watching this recording,
Mm.
I encourage you to follow the band and help us get to 10,000.
Nice. Uh, Originally we were going to do a little panel tonight, but my panelists didn't make it. We're going to talk about our favorite Crew albums. So I guess I'm going to ask you this question.
All right.
We'll talk about Motley Crue. Maybe we'll narrow it down. So let's say your top two favorite albums by Crew. Are they the earliest ones? Because that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Shout at the Devil and the first album are my favorite albums by them.
I'll let Xavier
Yeah.
go.
All right. So yeah, besides Shadow the Devil, I think it's probably number one. I think I like Doctor Feelgood and Girls, Girls, Girls personally.
Yeah.
Like a little bit technicality on the guitar part of that. Very good dynamics. I don't know, those two, Doctor Feelgood and Girls, 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 is just some of the cool songs to play.
Yeah.
Very dynamic and so forth, and the crowd just bite it. So this
Sure.
is awesome.
Pete?
And I like, I think we're all in agreement, but I'll give you a little more color in my thoughts. So I think my favorite album is Shout at the Devil. I thought they really developed from that first album to the second album. They just like took it to the next level. Yet at the same time, it was still raw. And maybe that's a sign of the times because of the technology that they had back then to record that album.
Yeah.
So that's I think musically my favorite album. And my second favorite album is the first album musically, but from a different perspective. So when those albums came out, I was a younger guy. I was dating this girl. She was this awesome chick, like just a beautiful person inside and out. And she was working at a store called Caldors, which younger people probably don't know what the hell that is, but us that have been around a little longer know what Caldors. She was working at Caldors, and I had the second. I had Shout at the Devil as a tape. I bought it at the Portchester Flea Market or the Empire State Flea Market, right? And then one day she just she doesn't even drive yet. Her mother drives her to my house. She lived in Greenwich. I lived in Portchester. She drives to my house, knocks on the door. I said to her, Lisa, what's going on? She goes, here, I got you something. And she hands me Too Fast for Love, a cassette. And I said, why did she get me this? She goes, I just thought you'd like it. Gotta go. And she turned around and left. And I put that album in. And I loved the album. And I just love the fact that she was just such an awesome person to come all the way to my house and hand me that album for nothing more than just she wanted to make me happy. So it's a nice
That's
memory.
nice.
It's a
Yeah.
really nice memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm going to tell you, I wrote a Mr. Wonderful song influenced by her. It's called Wild One. So if anybody
Nice.
wants to listen to Mr. Wonderful, Wild One, that's the person that influenced that song that I wrote.
That's awesome. Great story. What other gigs you got coming up other than the Orange County Fair? Because people that are watching this channel are all around. They're in Australia, they're in Norway, they're in Germany, they're around the country. So they're not just in Middletown and aren't able to come to the show next week, but I'd like to make them aware of where else you guys play. If you play, do you go all around the country to play, or is it more regional?
We've gone as far south as the Outer Banks, right? All the way
Okay.
down in the Carolinas, and we've gone up to Maine. It's probably about as far north as we've gone, and we've gone out to Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that's been our geography so far. Obviously, more shows in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. You know, because it's just more local. But we'll basically go anywhere in the world to play. I mean, it has to make financial sense, but Xavier has been talking about doing a tour of Switzerland, his home country. Right, Xavier? There's a couple of, there's like 3 clubs out there. We could do, make a week of it, do 3 shows out there. And then if we could parlay that into some other European stops, we would do it. So we were planning on that. And then COVID hit, which really set us back. And then we had a couple of other, because a trip like that, and I'll call it like a small tour like that, would require, 12-month planning. And, we haven't been able to get that window. But I think now with the addition of Emmy on bass, I'm thinking next summer that might be possible. And so we've been kicking that around.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
So what other gigs do you have locally coming up other than the fair, though?
So Xavier, I hope you looked at the calendar while I was killing time with the answer to that question, so that you could rattle them off, because I don't know. I know we've got some shows coming up, but I don't remember where they are.
Yeah, some of them. One of them is is actually in Maryland. We're going down there in September. I'm looking quick at the calendar there.
I know we're at Daryl's house.
Yep.
Okay, that's local. Yep. Daryl's house has been getting a lot of the tribute bands. I know that Damage Incorporated is going there. My other friends, Sabbath Superstars, are going up there soon.
Yeah, and it's funny. Wildside was one of the first, I'll say, like 80s rock tribute bands to play there.
Okay, so you played there already.
There may have been a handful, but we've played there 3 times so far. We've sold out 2 of the 3 shows. The last show was a little bit lighter. We almost sold it out, but I can't take credit for selling it out because we didn't. So we are going to try to sell out this 4th show. That's going to be on October 18th. Okay. And if your viewers have never been there, I highly recommend the venue. You've got a top-notch Emmy Award-winning sound engineer named Peter Moshe. And if you look up Peter Moshe, you Google him, you can see that he is a renowned sound engineer, and he will be there personally mixing the band in a acoustically sounding fantastic room with, I mean, there's a lot of great rooms, but this room is kind of intimate, and if you buy a reserved seat, I'll be like spitting and sweating all over you right up in the front. Like you got to bring a slicker or something, because it's just going to be like in your face. And it's a lot of fun. I love interrupting people's dinners when, jumping onto their tables and stuff. It's a lot of fun, that room.
And this is, where is that exactly for those that are watching?
Oh, that's Pauling, New York.
Pauling.
Yep. And it's Route 22 in Pauling, New York. And we'll be there on October 18th. If that doesn't work for your viewers, but they get a chance to see any band there, I highly recommend the room. It's a fun room. Great food too. Yeah.
It's as Daryl as in Daryl Hall. Does he still own the building?
He does. Yes. He's still an owner. It's interesting because there's been discussions about trying to do some renovations, and I've heard through the grapevine that he likes the place the way it is. He likes the charm of the place the way it is, and he keeps it the same. And I have a theory about that because this venue is kind of like an extension of him. It's like a manifestation in a building of him. And he doesn't want to change anything because why should he? He shouldn't change himself. He's a
Sure.
successful, talented, world-renowned person. Why change what works, right?
And how big of a venue is? How many people fits in there? I've never been there.
200 will sell it out. So
Oh,
it
wow.
is.
Okay.
It is an intimate venue.
Small. Yep.
Yeah, it's a great time. Yeah, it really is.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap this one up, I guess?
No, the only one we have, just for our friend from Long Island, we'll be back on Long Island. We normally play once a year. So we'll be in Farmingdale actually the day before Daryl's house on October 17, a place called 317 Main on Main Street in Farmingdale for our friend of Long Island. Other than that, it's a little bit all over the place. Like we said before, we'll be back in Connecticut. We play at this place, Sonny's in Summer, Connecticut. For everybody else who wants to see where we're playing, visit us on our Facebook, Wildside Motley Crue Tribute, and we post all our gigs there. We'll try to promote the best we can. We promote for ourselves and we promote for the venues. I think it's a win-win situation for the bands and the venues, right?
Yeah.
We got to do some work, and it's also based for our fan, right?
But of course, everyone that's in the Middletown area, we'll see you a week from this Thursday at
Fuck yeah.
the County Fair, and you can enjoy. This is probably one of the cheapest nights out to see these bands because it's only $10 to get in the fair itself.
Right.
And then if you don't want to do the VIP package, which you don't have to, you get to see all these bands that are coming in for $10.
Awesome.
And you got the Orange County Fair. There's certain nights. There's monster trucks. There's a demolition derby. There's a circus that's free with admission. There's a Michael Jackson impersonator, I'm told, this year that's on the fairgrounds every day. So you guys got Michael Jackson down the block from you. So you have to.
Awesome.
So
I love it.
And other shows, and of course, all the rides from Dreamland Amusements are there. And I heard they're bringing in some new rides this year. And I'm sure the fair is actually rolling in as we're taping this on a Monday. I'm sure they're rolling in there tonight. I saw the Ferris wheel was coming, and I was over there last night because they had the auto racing, the stock car racing on the dirt track, which has been going on for years, which is very limited now. It's like once a month on a Sunday. It used to be every Saturday night. So the tradition of live music, they used to say, the commercial used to say, they're rocking when it's summer in Middletown, New York. That was the old Pepsi concert series at the fairgrounds when Motley Crue and Ozzy and Judas Priest and all the greats played there. Metallica played there a couple times and back in the day. So we're keeping that tradition alive, and it's a good night to come out, and let's hope the weather's nice and it cools off a little bit for Xavier and all of us. It's July, so it's been hot,
okay,
it's been
man.
humid, and then last month it was still cold and we had jackets on still in June. So
trust me.
They shut you'd have their heat on still, and then now all of a sudden it's hot as heck. And
trust me, we get on stage, the jacket comes on, it does not come off till the end.
Oh, you lose a couple pounds.
That's right. But it's all about the energy, man. I'm feeding off the energy, and that's what drives me forward, and then looking for more gigs and places like this, fairs and things like that.
Well, we look forward to checking your stage show out and seeing the whole thing. I'm excited to come out and see you guys after chatting with you. And
Awesome.
we'll get this up on the thing. So thanks for watching the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel tonight. Thanks for Xavier and Pete for their time. And take a minute to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you like what we're doing on the channel, we will be back on Wednesday. I'll be talking to Battery. The Metallica guys are going to be coming in next on the final Saturday of the fair. And we will be on our regular panel on Saturday night talking about our favorite albums from 1995. So we'll see you soon. back here in the
All right.
Rock
Thanks,
Country
Ben.
YouTube
Thanks,
Rock
channel.
on,
Stephen.
man.
Really appreciate it.
And
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you so much.
go crank up some Motley Crue and get ready for the show.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye now.